Today is May 18th, 2011. We're on textbook page 378. Blue notebook. I'm going to take these notes because this is lesson 7.5 on page 438. Okay? Lesson 10.5, this is essentially the last lesson of chapter 7. Example number 1. If you look in the book, they're giving you some arbitrary names. What's important here is you guys are supposed to get down angle of depression and angle of elevation. So the first thing they tell us is that the angle of depression, we're going to say this guy's name is Kim. Could be a boy's name. That's Kim. And this is Yuri. So, Kim Jong-il. You guys know that guy? There you go. Kim. Boyfriend. Okay, angle of depression from Kim's balcony to the ground of the other building is 40 degrees. So, what they're describing here, this is very important that you're able to draw this part. Angle of depression to the bottom of the other building. Okay? Angle of depression means there's a horizontal line where you are, and angle is coming down from there. So our angle of depression in this case is 40 degrees. Now, many of you are going to be given angles of depression, and you are going to do this and call this 40 degrees. That's not correct. Angle of depression is from that point heading downwards. A horizontal line from where you are. The next part says an angle of elevation. The angle of elevation from Kim's balcony to Yuri's balcony is 20 degrees. Okay? So, angle of elevation, exact same idea. Horizontal line, but this one is heading up. So this would be depression, flop the stigma, and elevation. Okay? Make sure you guys know how to draw an angle of depression and angle of elevation. They may give you a question like that where you have to create this scenario. Now, what we need to do is we need to figure out how high Yuri's balcony is from the ground. Okay? So, in other words, I need to discover this height here and this height here. So, I have a right angle triangle and I have another right angle triangle. Okay, let's assume that this line goes right up to the wall. So we have two right angle triangles. From the angles I have they given us any distance? Oh yes, and finally, thank goodness. Yes, the entire, from building to building. So let's assume the balconies, I know I drew them out a little, let's assume they actually start. I wonder if I can move these guys back. Yeah, I think I can. Hold on. Okay, sorry, so we fixed it. So, we need to find the height of Yuri's balcony, but they also want to know the height of, oh, I forgot to put, this is 30 meters. They also want to know the height of Kim's balcony. So, luckily, Kim's balcony, this height over here, is going to be the exact same as this height we have right here. So all we have to do is solve for this side, and we'll have how high Kim's balcony is off the floor. So I'm going to actually draw a separate triangle down here at the bottom. Okay, so we're redrawing this triangle down here. We know that this is 40 degrees, and we know that this distance here is 30 meters. We need to find out this, which we're going to call x. So we know our three ratios. I have the 40-degree angle. This side here, the 30 meters, is considered what? Opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? It's adjacent. Good. And we need to find this, which is the... So we have an adjacent and an opposite side. Which of the ratios do we use? Tangent, yes. So tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. So we're going to do the rest in black. So theta is 40 degrees. The opposite side is x, and the adjacent side is 30. I'm going to figure out what tan 40 is first. So tan 40 in my calculator. 0.839 is equal to x divided by 30. And once again, think of this like cross-multiplying. So we cross-multiply 1 times x will be x, and 30 times this, I'll just bring it to the other side. So we have our x is equal to 0.839 times 30. So in my calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same answer from above, because it'll be more accurate this way, multiplied by 30, 25.17. Now I can work in the meters here, but maybe in the question, does it say the round? Good. It says round to the nearest meter. So this 25.17 meters is approximately, x is approximately 25 meters. So Kim's balcony is 25 meters off the ground. It's pretty high up. Okay? So we also know that this height here, so a portion of Yuri's is 25. We also know it's higher than that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate the other right angle triangle. Angle of elevation to Yuri's balcony. I'll draw that down here. So looking at Yuri's, we have a 20-degree angle of elevation. So we know this is 20 degrees. And we know that this distance here, again, is 30 meters. Okay? We're trying to find the other height. So again, we're looking for this. We can call this our other x. Okay? So we'll call this part 2. I found the first triangle. This is part 2. Now, it's the exact same idea. I have this angle. This side is considered what? The opposite, adjacent, adjacent, and the x is. So which of the ratios are we using? Tangent again. We're going to be using tangent. Theta is opposite over adjacent. So again, tan 20 degrees. We're solving for our opposite, which is x, and our adjacent is 30. The exact same way we solve the other one. Tan 20 is 0.364, we'll say, x over 30. When I bring 30 to the other side, it becomes 0.364 times 30 equals x. X equals, I'll take my answer from before, times 30, 10.19. And again, they're asking for the nearest meter. So approximately 10 meters. So Yuri's balcony is approximately 10 meters higher than Kim's balcony, which means how high is Yuri's balcony off the ground? That's right. We just add the two together. Yuri's balcony is 35 meters off of the... Sorry, maybe it should be 10.91, which means it rounds to 11. Thank you for pointing that out. 9.1, which means this rounds to 11. So how high is Yuri's balcony off the ground now? 36 meters. Okay? We have 36 meters now. Example 2. Okay? You are fighting a monster and feeding a giant bat, or whatever you guys are calling it, a gold bat, at the same time. Okay? You need to throw the spear directly into the right eye of the monster. And, oh yeah, sorry, his left eye. Left eye. Anyone know that? TLC? And you need to throw the apple into the mouth. The middle mouth, there's only one. Actually, no, we're going to say second mouth. You're going to throw it into this mouth here. Okay? So, let's give us some parameters here. We know that you are 25 meters from the eye. Oh, it's not quite straight. Oh, I'm going to have to extend that a little. There we go. Okay? So let us say you're 25 meters from the eye. Sorry, you are directly 25 meters from the eye. Oh, I like that better. So let's do it this way. In other words, your distance to the eye is 25 meters. Okay? And let's draw our other triangle here. Your distance from the bat, the middle of the bat's mouth, is 10. So we're going to say to the right angle, to the bottom of where he's flying over, you are 10 meters away. I need you to discover the angle to throw the spear at. So you got to find out theta here. You need the angle to throw the spear at. And we're going to say you're 20 meters away. And on this one, the bat is 50 meters above the ground. That doesn't make any sense proportionally. And the angle that you have to throw the apple at to get it into the bat's mouth. So I want you guys to try this right. Okay, this is what the triangles will look like. The answers are going to be done on the next video. Okay, so you have to watch the next video for the answer.